Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Crashmo. In the last part, we were able to finish puzzles 51 through 60, and now we will continue with the next 10, 61 through 70. Once again, we have our victory bird portion, and this video is going to begin and end with us collecting birds. So, yeah, this is sort of the transition state. This is when I will change it to where the bird collection will happen at the end of the videos rather than at the beginning. Yeah. Alright, so we have our last, I think our last major, yeah, this is our last major gadget. This is the arrow. The arrow, what it essentially does is when you jump on it, it'll move the block that the arrow is on over one space, depending one space in whatever direction it's pointing in. So for example, the yellow one was pointing left, so we jump on it and it will move to the left. And if we move the camera angle, it's not going to like change. It's just relative to the view right now, it's left. If I change, if I do a 180, it's going to look like it's right. So I had this whole pride thing where I wanted to jump up there and not complete the whole path. I thought it looked cool, and then I messed up twice and had to rewind like a fool. So yeah. So yeah, this is actually one of the shorter sets. There's a lot of these were pretty simple, for me at least. So that's how the puzzles go sometimes. Sometimes they're very simple. Sometimes you just get stuck on them, and that's just kind of like a personal thing. I'm waiting for the person who is going to comment that they have actually never had trouble with this video game, or any video game for that matter. And you know what? All the respect to you. You are good at the video game. Good job. You're very inspirational towards every Crashmo player. Anyway. Yeah, so another interesting aspect of the arrow pushing is you can also push blocks that are in front of it. So as you're seeing here, the orange one was blocked by the yellow, but it would still move to the left. It would still move to the left by one. It's just the block also that was blocking it is going to move as well, which becomes a very useful and basically becomes kind of the main puzzle mechanic of the arrows in this game. They're usually pretty fun and rewarding, and most of those puzzles you can pretty much figure out without much issue, I would imagine. I mean, maybe you might have trouble personally, but I imagine most people could probably figure it out, even if it might take them a little bit of time. I don't know, this puzzle, this mechanic in general just kind of clicked with my brain in comparison to the others. And as I say that, we are now coming up on a cut, because of course I mess up. I always mess up in this game. I'm bad at the game. You're not watching this because you want to see someone good at the game. You want to watch this so that you can beat the game, because that's why this is being made. So yeah, the basics of this one here is we want to have the orange block drop down first, and then we use that as a means of getting the yellow block to come down. And look at that, we have another staircase. Believe it or not, this game is just about making staircases. Crashmo, this game should have been called Carpenter Game. I'm not really good with names, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at my own joke, so that's how you know it's funny. So I messed up again because I'm bad at the game. Confirmed, bad at the game. And believe it or not, we are back again at the dreaded, stupid, absolutely imbecilic staircase again. It's always about staircases. It's never not about staircases. So we're setting up kind of a chain reaction here to where we're going to drop off of the block that we're already on to that singular block, and then we're going to use the back arrow as a means of pushing it in such a way that we get an easy path to the top. And yeah. Pretty simple. I stopped for a second. I think I did a full zoom just to show you. It doesn't really help since it was blocking most of it. It was in the back mostly, but yeah, sure, why not? Alrighty, so now we're starting to see these combine together. So as I said before, the colored blocks will actually point in different directions. It doesn't always have to be left or right, but it can also be forward and back. adding some interesting stuff with it. Alright, so implementation of the floating blocks. This one's pretty simple. Pretty much once you do that, you're good to go. You're free. You're good at the game. That's what that means when you do that. You're automatically good at the game. Alright, so this is actually, for me, for some reason, one of the most memorable puzzles for me from the early set. I guess whatever, for the main campaign. I just thought it was really cool. I just was able to figure it out, and it felt really cool. That's something that's really awesome about like this game and the series as a whole, is the sense of discovery and the sort of aha moment that happens is just, it's second to none. Or whatever, however that expression goes. I might have messed that expression up. But yeah, it's a really great experience in this game, and they really understand how to do it in a way that just feels satisfying. So yeah, basics for this one, we have to get the two Y-shaped blocks set up in a way to where they're on top of each other. We're going to push that red block into the little hole of that Y block, and then we make our way to the bird, and then we're done. It's as simple as that. Because you know why? Because this is an easy game. Anybody can play this game. Anybody can beat this game. But, as I say that, of course, we need to we have to do this again. Yeah. So, once again, we're dealing with a staircase. Because it's always about staircases. Like I said, this is a carpenter game. Move over, jump man. We got Mallow here, like the carpenter. Or if you're thinking of a different Mallow, he's a frog. Yeah. Good time. Good stuff. So yeah, we want to basically get this blue block to fall down and get it into the yellow staircase in that little crevice right there. Once we do that, we can displace it, have the orange block fall down, and boom, bam, we do it. I keep doing these weird expressions, and like, they're so unnatural every time, and I'm just acknowledging it, which isn't helping, but that's fine. So that's right, you guessed it, we have another cut, because this one actually stumped me for a long time. I don't really know why. It just broke me. Eventually, I think I just figured it out and was impatient and did the whole thing. So yeah, we want to set it up to where the orange block also has a step for us to move up. Then, I don't know why I tried jumping to the orange block. I still did anyway. Alright, simple with this one. We just need to push that down. And then we need to set this up in such a way to where I think we just need to have the yellow block fall down. Or not? No. No, what we need to make sure of is... Okay, I'm being bad at the game again, I apologize. But yeah, what we need to essentially do is just have it pushed to the bottom, then we have our path to the top. There's a couple ways that could be achieved. That way works, of course. 69, funny number. Anyway, now we're on to... I didn't actually acknowledge that prior, but now I am. So we have the last puzzle of this set. Yeah. This one wasn't too bad. This one can be a little obtuse at first because of what we need to do. I still hadn't zoomed out the camera yet, but what just happened was that little arrow block just dropped down from that upside down L block. Okay, I adjust the camera now. We're going to need to use this one single block as a means of pushing the entire yellow block that's riding along this little basket towards this arrow block. And then what we need to take care of is... Okay, I'm like really weirdly impatient here with this. I don't figure it out immediately, but... I'm supposed to take out the block that I had used to push the entire structure, and then I use the yellow block to push that arrow block right into the yellow portion. And from there... we see me fail some more. Essentially, I'm very perplexed sometimes by how I mess these things up. Yeah, make sure to move that yellow block so that it's not covering the bird, otherwise you will not win. I had to restart this one a couple times my first time through because of that, and I regret it. Yeah. So here we are, basically finishing up this portion here. We get the next bird of the set. And I'm actually going to have a cut here so you can actually see what happens next. So we're going to see a bird report at the end here, and now from here on out, like I said earlier, the bird report will be at the end of videos rather than the beginning. And yeah, actually I think there's a little bit of lore too, so I'm not going to jump off just yet. I believe this is when Papa Blocks finally leaves for real, and he's like, alright, you're on your own, kid. Completely. Because he's like tired or something. Maybe he has some back pain. I think that's always the running joke with him, is that he has back pain. So, yeah. Papa Blocks acknowledges that these are difficult. And, yeah. Right, and this also introduces another new little mode, referred to as the prototypes. I'll take care of the prototypes as well as the training stuff in a bonus video. I believe I've already mentioned this, but just in case I haven't, I'm mentioning it here. Those are going to be 2 separate bonus videos for the different sets, which I will post after the main Let's Play is done. So with all that out of the way, I will see you in the next part.